Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the battle for Wesnoth. It's been several days, I know, since a video. My health has been killing me this summer, and that's basically been the big thing. This week I've just been incredibly sick. But we are back, and we're just rolling through the tournament games. I'm trying to pick up recording speed, in which case I'll be, posting more videos and other things, but I do want to try to keep up with the tournament, and I'm already falling way behind. So we are plowing right along. This is the first game between Jakalor and Lemon, and their series went to all three, I believe. So let's look at the full map. So we've got Jakalor as the Rebels versus Lemon as the Northerners. Okay, so at the start here, we've got... Now, as they noted here, is that player 1 actually starts away from their fort. So they have to move to the fort and then recruit units, meaning that they can't reach a village turn 1. That's actually a balance thing, because Wesnoth does have... In Wesnoth, the first mover advantage is pretty significant. What this means is that if you're player 2, meaning you don't get the first recruit, and so you don't get to be the first to move, you get the option to be the first to move further into the map and recruit on your second castle. So, Northerners started off with a Wolf Rider, a Grunt, a Naga, and an Orcish Archer. The Elves started off with a Fighter, 2 Fighters, a Scout, and an Archer. Pretty standard so far. And here we can see the Rebels have identified their opponents. One thing that's worth noting in case you don't know, which is the reason why so often you see one player seeing their opponent before the other person sees them, in Wesnoth, line of sight length is determined by the speed of the unit. So faster units can see further, which means that like Elvish Scouts, which have, 10 movement points or 9 movement points, can see a lot further than most other units, and so can identify the enemy early on. Now this is interesting. This is kind of aggressive leader usage. Jakalor is pushing his Elvish Druid right up into his opponent's face, whereas Lemon is still sitting back to recruit. And as you see here, Lemon actually has 17 gold right now. Jakalor has... Oh no, Lemon has 5 gold. No, Lemon has 17 gold. Yeah, Lemon has 17 gold, 6 villages. So I think Jakalor has... Yeah, I think Jakalor has 5, because if I go to human... Yeah, I think Jakalor has only 5 gold at the moment, which might be why he was willing to push his Elvish Druid up. At the very least, having this Druid up here means that he can fight if he has to, or next turn he can run back and recruit another unit. So, the Northerners are setting up for an attack in the nighttime, I think. Yeah, he's running back to recruit another Shaman. And he's rushing forward to steal a village or 2. Now, this is going to be a huge nuisance to fight. The old Elvish Archer in the forest situation. He is doing a little bit of damage and not taking much, though, so overall I would say this situation is still alright for him. He may lose his Grunt here. But the Elves, yeah, the Elves are definitely starting to get some hits in. And that Orcish Archer is dead. And so is this Wolf Rider. And he's trying to get rid of this Elvish Fighter, but not being lucky. Yikes. Yeah, that Elvish Archer has taken no damage. That is agonizingly painful. Oh, well, finally getting some hits back, but too little too late. So if we look at stats right now... yeah, the Northerners have lost 16 units in 7 turns. That is painful. And in terms of damage, we're looking at Elven statistics right now, which is why losses say 6, kills say 16. Yeah, the orcs have already underperformed their expected damage by about 10%. Yikes. That was pretty rough. But they may be able to pick this guy off. Okay, so they got that one. That's just a suicide mission. I guess he was trying to fish out the kill, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that move. He's trying to level a shaman, it looks like. Okay. Yeah, the Northerners are definitely in some trouble. It's daytime. They don't outnumber their enemy, which is really kind of important for Northerners usually. They are getting some damage done, but... Lemon's just having trouble. And part of it is just luck, but part of it also is the timing of that luck, if that makes sense. I love the Goblin Death Screams. Okay, they might be able to level up that Orcish Archer. That would be helpful. But if we see here, the Elves have got a really strong center push going. They're not going to have to retreat during the night here. And if we count up units, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Rebel units on the field, compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Northerner units. Northerner units on average are cheaper and weaker, and his unit count includes a Goblin Spearman, which is a level 0. And it's the Rebels' turn, so things are about to get worse. Yeah, things are getting a lot worse. Yeah, I think at this point it is over for Lemon Ice. He just does not have the moxie to finish this out. Nice. A nice Goblin Spearman kill. Okay, I think we can see what's going to happen here. Yeah, we've got a level up there. Oh, he's trying to level the Goblin. Ah, he leveled the Goblin. Nice. And yeah, he does have his secret commando Goblin over here, which is kind of cool, but not really going to accomplish much. The Rebels just have too many advantages in too many different ways. I'm actually just going to cut watching this here. I think we can see what happens. There's only so much by way of defense that the Northerners can do. If you look at stats once again, yeah, the Elves got lucky to a noticeable degree. Like, they've inflicted about 50 extra damage, and they've taken about 30 less than they really should have. But also, I do have to say, I don't think that amount of luck really explains the kill disparity here. I think Jakalor, in addition to being lucky, I think Jakalor made very good use of terrain. And in particular, he caught a couple pretty much free kills. Like, that Wolf Rider who came over here, that was just a free kill. The Goblins, I'm not sure why Lemon was recruiting Goblin Spearmen. I would generally say that Goblin Spearmen aren't really worth recruiting. I mean, they're very cheap. But they're also almost worthless. You can see here, this Goblin Impaler, this is a leveled up unit. It's still level 1, and it's effectively, a Goblin Impaler is a Loyalist Spearman. They're basically the same unit, except that Goblin Impalers have negative traits. And then, of course, they can't level up anymore. The only time I would consider Goblin Spearman actually worthwhile, excuse me, is when you're playing against somebody who has a weakness to pierce. Like, maybe Drakes. Maybe against Drakes, Goblin Spearmen are alright. But generally speaking, I would say they're not really worth their cost. Their hit points are really low. They're bad at things. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily use him. And he's recruited like 2 or 3 during this game, but I think 3, because he lost one, he's got that one that he leveled, and then he's got Verg over here on his Deep Strike Commando mission. I guess this is a use maybe for Goblin Spearmen, just Deep Strike Commando missions that you don't really care about. But even then, I think I'd rather use Wolves. But yeah, the Elves got a couple of good early kills. They got kind of lucky, especially in the early stage. That Elvish Archer standing off all attacks for 2 rounds with almost no damage, that was quite lucky. And then I think Jakalor just played a really tight game. So, that's game 1. Let's head on to game 2. Lemon versus Jack, game 2. This is actually a mirror match, looks like. So we've got... yeah, we've got Lemon Ice up north, and we've got Jakalor down to the south, and they are both northerners. So let's see what happens. Okay, so Naga, Troll, Archer, Wolf Rider, and 2 Grunts for a starting recruit from Lemon Ice. Pretty good, pretty solid, pretty standard. And Jakalor added an Assassin in his initial recruit, which I think is always a good idea. The only matchup where Assassins aren't super useful is against the Undead. So if you're I mean, I guess you might wait for a turn, just in case, but I would say that Assassins are usually gonna be worth the recruit. We're back on Caves of the Basilisk, incidentally, so we've got this nice little water area in the middle, which is why we're seeing Nagas come out from both players. And Lemon Ice is actually committing double Naga plus a Troll Whelp to the center, and then 2 almost equivalent forces to the sides. Jakalor, meanwhile, has not committed much to the... yeah. Alright, we've got some poison over there. Alright, yeah, Jakalor's fighting hard in the center. He's got 2 of his own Nagas in there. And he's deploying a Naga out on the dry ground. I would say that bringing Nagas out onto dry ground is usually a bad call. I mean, just because for the money, I mean, they've only got 30 to 40% anywhere on land, except for even in non-swamp villages, they only have 40%. And they don't have a whole lot of HP. And their attacks aren't even super impressive. 4x4 is not a ton of damage, so really, I would say with Nagas, you really want to stick to the water under pretty much all circumstances. So, like, him being out here is not, I would say not doing a whole lot for him. Although he is, I guess, reinforcing the forces he has. Lemon Ice and Jakalor talking about luck once again. If we take a look, actually, both players have had about equivalent luck. I mean, both players are absolutely sucking in terms of, like, their rolls are well below average. But, what's interesting, though, is this is red. So this is, Lemon Ice. This isn't accurate. Oh, this is looking at both players. One second, hold on. I'm confused, but the statistic window is screwing up for some reason. Okay. Nope, still screwing up. Yeah, I don't understand that. It says they've killed a crossbowman, which just is not true. So, I guess we're gonna have to ignore the stats window here. One second, hold on. I'm gonna try to get this cleared up. Okay, so, yeah, the stats window is screwed up for some reason. I can't get it to fix itself. It just is wrong and bad. So, we'll just have to ignore this for now. So far, I would say that, if anything, I would say that, I don't know. Both players have had ups and downs. I think Lemon Ice was slightly unlucky with the Nagini fighter, but I kind of have to see how it goes. He has lost his warrior over here, his grunt. On this side, doesn't look like there's a whole lot of action. Most of the fighting is over on this side. Lemon Ice has fairly significant concentration of power over here, but it's not an overwhelming advantage, especially because this archer can come in to support. It does look like he's going to win, but he might lose another unit doing it. And down here, Jakalor actually has significantly superior concentration of force in the water. So we will see what happens. Yeah, that troll whelp going down, and he's really close to leveling up a Naga. One kill and he'll be leveled. Alright, he's giving these guys the business pretty effectively. And running away with his Naga, which is definitely the right choice. Oh, nice. That Naga fighter refuses to go down. There we go. We got a level. Got a Goblin Pillager. Goblin Pillagers are excellent leveled units. They can't level up any further, unfortunately, but it's generally worth taking the Goblin Pillager instead of the Goblin Knight. Even though if you take the Goblin Knight, you have a level 3, but the Goblin Knight is just kind of a mediocre unit. My god. He's not going down! He's not going down! Oh my god. That was nice. Okay, I think this... See, this isn't accurate right here, this losses. I wonder if this might not be in some way reflecting Jakalor's losses by the end of the game, because the crossbowman is his commander. In any case, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the stats window. But I think they've both been fairly unlucky in terms of their damage inflicted in this game. I think they're both rolling significantly less damage than average. But that was a great streak. Though even with the streak, I think the thing that's honestly, I think the thing that's doing it for Lemon is just that he successfully got the overload over on this side. Like, yeah, as I said, they mentioned something there about minus 42% inflicted on that turn, and yeah, that happens. In Wesnoth, that does happen turn by turn, but it really does pretty much average out by the end of the game, almost always. So, like, if a really bad turn like that wrecks your plan, you didn't make a good enough plan, basically. So, I think what happened over here was basically Lemon Ice successfully overloaded this flank. He got 4, 5, 6 units when he was facing only 3 units. When you have those odds, bad luck doesn't stop you. So he successfully, and he managed to make sure that he wasn't fighting against people on really, really strong terrain. In fact, on at least one occasion, I think he was fighting somebody in shallow water. This guy was just straight up lucky. Like, not even gonna deny that. That said, the thing to do for Jakalor, when he saw that the odds of killing this guy had gone down to 60-70% instead of 90%, what it should have been just to pull back, leave a unit or two on the land where this guy can't get at him, bring his other troops over here and stop this advance. And if he'd done that a little sooner, he might have been able to do it, or, of course, he is pushing, and pushing pretty successfully on this side, reinforcing that push. Well, no, I'm sorry, I tell a lie, I misread my colors. He got overwhelmed on this side. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, there's always a little bit of streakiness in Wesnoth, but I don't think this game was entirely decided by luck. And now, of course, Jakalor has given up, as evinced by him bringing his leaders straight into combat. But yeah, this one is, once again over, I believe. Oof, troll level. Yikes. Trolls are scary. Especially when your leader is exposed. Oh, good. Trade arrows with a crossbowman. That's a great idea on an individual unit basis. Well, I mean, it doesn't... The reason he's doing that is it doesn't matter if the unit dies, because he's got this in the bag. There's no stopping him now. And there we go. Okay, so, yeah, if we look at the stats, I think these stats are accurate as of the end of the game. Possibly. No, they're not. They're borked. Never mind. We're going to ignore the stats window. Alright, let's go carry right on to match number 3. Or game number 3. And before we start anything, let's look at the stats window. Still borked. Super borked. This might be what it is at the end of the game. If this isn't what it is at the end of the game, then Jakalor got slightly unlucky in this game, but not by much. So, we've got Rebels versus Northerners on the Freelance. Oh my god, Lemon is Northerners again? Yikes. Did Lemon really just random Northerners 3 times in a row? That is interesting. But, okay, got lots of Northerner games. I like Northerners. I know some people don't like Northerners. I think they're lots of fun. They are strategically, they're a little bit different than I can't help but notice. He's playing Northerners in the very grunt heavy style. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grunts. 7 grunts, I'm sorry, out of 9 total units recruited. That's a little heavy. I would say that's a little bit grunt heavy. And just setting out a casual scouting grunt. Or 5. Okay, so the Northerners are pushing really, really hard. Which is generally what Northerners want to do at nighttime. but they might lose a grunt for it here. Real close. Yeah, okay, so just to pause right here. Jakalor is right now, I would say, in quite a bit of trouble. At least on this flank. Over here, he's got 3 units up against 5. Or 6, really. At nighttime, these guys might not make it out. Now, up here, he's got 5 units against 4. One of the 4 is very, very badly damaged. He's gonna win this contest, but he's already taken some retaliatory damage. He might actually lose a unit in the process. I mean, I would say just Arok, pick a target, probably this guy, and swing for the fences. Try to get a hit before you're killed. Because any of these units is going to kill you. So, yeah, I'd probably either attack Lonorienal here, and then see if these 2 grunts can finish him off. Nope, he went for the scout. Okay. Fair enough. Means he can get up on the mountain. But yeah, these guys are in for I would say they're in for a rough day. Ooh, 2 hits on a archer in the forest. Yikes. Jakalor's pushing back, definitely. It became day at just the right time for him. And he was able to just cleave those guys up with minimal casualties. Some damage, but only 1 unit lost. And down here, he's actually going to, finish that guy off as well. Sorry about the notifications popping up. But yeah, these 2 folks are going down, now that he's cleared the archer off the woods. I would say Lemon Ice is still in very much a superior position, particularly because right now he's got an 11-5 village advantage. That's... Ugh. Like, you know I say that village advantages you can come back from, but 11-5 is a pretty significant thing to have to come back from. I really wish the statistics window wasn't borked, but... it is what it is, I guess. And Jakalor is letting a lot of units get isolated, is what I'm noticing. Like, this lady here. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time that I've seen a single Elvish unit just kind of off on their own, isolated, already, and it's only turn 10. Now, of course, as you can see, Lemon is also doing the same thing to an extent, but it's a lesser extent. Alright, he managed to safeguard his grunt there. But Jakalor is really, really close to a level 2, which probably, I would imagine, will be a captain. If you can only have 1 level 2, like, fighter level up, having a captain is always a good idea, just because they can give all your other level 1 units increased damage. And yeah, Lemon is, essentially right now, Lemon is just playing economic warfare. Every night he pushes back out, and he's retaking these villages, and ensuring that he has, like, a few gold advantage. Actually, at this point, it's a lot of gold advantage. Every turn. And at this point, I think he's moving around just kind of trying to limit his casualties. Because if he can hold a 10-6 or 9-7 advantage for a few turns just by expending some HP on a wolf. Like, yeah, okay. Absolutely no problem with that. Oh, he lost an assassin. Damn. But this is definitely not a situation where the elves really have any easy targets to counterattack. So they've managed to even up the money, but in terms of units, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rebel units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Northerner units. So the Northerners are still quite comfortable numerically. And they've got the hard defensive positions. Like, they've got down here, they're all on good defensive terrain. Over here, they're on good defensive terrain with nothing good to attack them from. In the middle here, they can form a line along here or along here without too much trouble. Yeah, I really don't think the rebels have anywhere they can attack effectively. And now he's got his wolf in position to try and assassinate that elvish fighter before he can heal. Oh, well, okay. They are going in for the attack on this orcish grunt. I think it was a little bit of a gamble doing that, though. Yeah. Now, if I'm right, we'll see that Wolf Rider run over to try and kill the Elvish Fighter. Nope, no we will not. Never mind. I was wrong. Okay. But it is getting on nighttime here, and the Northerners are about to launch their attack again. Up here, they just have overwhelming force. Like, these 4 units cannot stand off this attack that's coming in. They can delay it, but I don't think they can stop it. That Elvish Archer got, pretty unlucky. Oh, nice boulder. In with the boulder toss. And grabbing another village real quick. He's trying not to fight this Elvish Fighter. At least not unless he can't help it, because he's about to level up. Oh, well, he got 3 hits in a row on an assassin on terrain. Okay, so there's the level. He's going to hero because he doesn't have many units to help with the leadership right now. Got a Nagini fighter close to leveling here. And yeah, the elves are in trouble. Because the Northerners are doing what the Northerners do best. They're just straight muscling through with the power of grunts and using assassins to help clear specific roadblocks. Oh, we got that Goblin Spearman out again. Those wacky Goblin Spearmen. Alright, the Northerner offensive is kind of petering out at this point. Yep, definitely petering out. But that's alright. They made their point. And they leveled. Ooh, they leveled an Orcish warrior. That is a little bit dangerous. They got a goblin on. They got a goblin onto the village. Perfect. Also, right at the moment, they control 14 out of 16 villages. So the elves are, I think the technical term is fucked. Because let's pause right here real quick. So at this position, I would say that Lemon has had this game basically under control for probably the last 10 turns. at the moment, the elves have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units counting their leader. It is coming on towards day, so the northerners are going to be debuffed, but the elves have 13 gold in the bank and no income because they only control 2 villages. They're fighting with their 8 units counting their leader. They're fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 northerners. So they're outnumbered 2 to 1. They have no income, and they're doomed, basically. Basically, they're just done for. They've got a level 2 Orcish warrior in the middle of the lines ready to chop some face up. They do have somebody who's about to level of their own, so they can probably kill Grugdish here and level him up. But even so, this is not a winning game. Like, Jakalor's lost already. Yikes. Okay, yep, he's gonna get the level there into a hero. So that's very solid, but I really don't think it's gonna save him, especially because his leader is down here. Yeah. Yikes. Wow. Oh my god. Ha! That's hilarious. But it's still not going to save him, is my point. He's just too far gone. Why would he stand there and do that? Yeah, Jakalor had just given up there. I mean, there was no reason. If he wanted to keep playing the game, he should have run. But I think he acknowledged at that point that he had lost. The economic advantage was just too great. But yeah, I think so I think these stats are actually doubled. I think it showed the end stats at the beginning of the game for some reason. And then yeah, I think they're doubled. But yeah, I mean, Lemon actually lost more units and more gold. Luck-wise, game was pretty even. But I mean, he won such a crushing economic advantage because Jakalor's units were more fragmentary. Lemon kept picking them off, getting past them, and taking villages and holding villages, while all of Jakalor's units were involved in trying to fight him off. And as a result, Lemon spent most of the game with a pretty significant income advantage and leveraged it into having just huge, endless hordes of units. He was recruiting like 2 units a turn for, I would say, a third of the game, something like that. So he ended up with just a lot more units and a lot more places he could go, a lot more fights he could take at worse odds without having to feel bad about it. So in any case, very good game. Lemon Ice wins. And that, I think, is the match. Yeah, that is the match. So Lemon wins against Jakalor 2 to 1, and we'll proceed into round 2. And thank you all so much for watching. I was meaning to do 2 of these, but honestly, that already took half an hour, so we're going to leave it for the next video, which will be in just a couple days. We're getting back into the routine. We're rolling along a little bit faster. I'm starting to get healthier again, so we'll be seeing more videos, doing more Star Sector coming up. More Dominions 5. I've entered a couple of new Dominions 5 games that are, I would say, very hilarious. Not your standard games, let's say that. And I will see you all in the next video. I hope these are fun. I find them fun. And I think it's definitely useful and interesting in Wesnoth, especially, to have somebody looking over it and commentating. Because I think when you're in the game, certainly I know what happens to me. Things seem like they're more or less important than they actually were. Like, I'm certain in that previous game, both Lemon and Jakalor felt that it was a game decided largely by luck, and I just having watched it, I just disagree. Like, yeah, there was luck involved, but realistically, what decided that game was the fact that that one side got swept through superior numbers. So in any case, thank you all so much for watching once again. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.